We've just returned from Israel, where we've been for a few days, very productive and very spiritual, as is always the goal of our trip to the Holy Land. And what I want to talk about here concerns you, but I want to use an example which is repeated every time we travel, and I'm certain that you have had this experience too, to illustrate how you should face 2023, the new year that is ahead of you. When we travel, when I travel to a country that there has already colleagues of work of faith that are part of this great work that we do, then it doesn't matter which country, what language, what is the situation in there, it doesn't matter. Always when we travel to a place that we don't know, or maybe we've never been before, we don't have any worry, because we know that someone who we know and we trust will be there to receive us, to welcome us. It was like this now in Israel again, and every time that we go to a country and there we have a colleague of faith welcoming us there. We are away from home, but at the same time we are at home, because we are welcomed by people from the family of faith, people that we know and trust, and who will speak the local language, will know the places where we can and cannot go, the customs. They even know how to eat the food that we are used to and the one that we're not used to. All this is made easy for us. Now, imagine when you arrive at a place, arrive at a certain place you've never been before. It doesn't need to be another country, it can be another state, maybe even another city. But when you leave your usual place, your habitat, and go to a place where you don't know anyone and anything there, well, you are, for sure, bound to have some stumbles, because you end up going to unknown places and dangerous. You end up, if it's another country, not speaking the language, then it's hard for you to speak. You depend on others and people that you don't trust. Which means, until you know the place, until you commit the mistakes for you to learn what is right and wrong in that place, 1 year will pass, 2 years, 3 years. I can speak about this to you because when we went to a country to open the work of the church, we had the privilege, the honor to open the work of God in England. When we arrived there, we didn't know anything. We didn't have anyone there. Then we had to commit many mistakes, to stumble, mistakes that we didn't know because we didn't have any knowledge about the country. Until after a while, we end up understanding how things worked, and then everything started to move ahead. So there's a time that is necessary until you learn. But if you have someone who is already there, who already knows the place, this is made easy for you. What do I mean with that? And what does the year have to do with all of this? Well, by any chance, can you, me, can we have some kind of knowledge about the future, about what is going to happen next year? Does anyone have a crystal ball? Does anyone have the ability to know what's going to happen next year? Or 20 hours from now? Or 1 minute from now? No, no one has this power. Some people were making wishes for a happy new year these last few days and will not see the new year because they died in these past few days or will die before the turn of the new year because they don't know when they are going to take their last breath. Nobody knows tomorrow except one person. One person. That person is God Himself, who is not subject to time as we are. God is not limited by the past, present, or future. He sees everything at once. God is already seeing what 2023 will bring to the world and me and you. God is seeing this now. This is a reality before His eyes now. He sees that. So, just like a person who receives us in a different country, already knows the place and can bring us comfort, security, and bring us peace when they welcome us in this different place, God, who is Lord of the future, owner of tomorrow, can also bring us security about the future when we are with Him, when we enter the future hand in hand with Him. Did you understand? If you enter the future alone, then good luck, because you will need. I don't believe in luck, but if you do, then prepare yourself, do all the rituals that you have been hearing about that people do out there, because you're gonna need. Now, if I can be straightforward with you, what I want you to do is to not lean on rituals, because no ritual will guarantee you a thing for your future. It's quite the contrary. People surrender themselves to superstition rituals, and each year a new ritual comes up. I remember that 20, 30 years ago, what we see today we didn't have. People import other cultures, peoples from TV series. They import culture from peoples out there, and they don't know why. They, for example, jump 7 waves. They don't know, but because it's a custom, it's a ritual, then they jump 7 waves without knowing that they are getting involved in a ritual with an entity. They don't know the origin of the ritual that they are doing. No, it's only for luck. No, it's not for luck. You are opening your body for the action of an entity because you are obeying a ritual demanded from an entity. Specifically, this ritual on jumping 7 waves, going to the sea, to the beach, and jumping 7 waves, walking backwards. You need to come out of the sea, walking backwards, facing the sea. People don't think. They're walking backwards, like a crab. They don't think. This ritual, it's an opening for your body to an entity that carries the name of the Queen of the Sea. I'm not going to say who is she, but who knows, knows. The Queen of the Sea. Queen, she is not. But they open their heart to this entity. And then they go, they make a ritual, and they don't know what they're doing. These rituals, all of them, they have an origin in pagan beliefs, in entities, beliefs, animist beliefs, that they give power to the stars, to the earth, to objects, which means they opening their body to negative spiritual energies and not to God, which means instead of using their intelligence and thinking, wait a minute, to enter the new year is like traveling to an unknown land. I don't know what future will bring, but I know someone who is already there. I know someone who knows it, knows this place that they're gonna get to. So just as when we travel, we call to the person who is already there and you say, listen, I'm arriving this day, this time, can you receive me? Can you give me some support? Just as we call them and we ask them to receive us. So he who is intelligent, who thinks, will conclude like this. I'll enter into an unknown year, a place that I don't know what brings. But I know someone who already knows it, who is already there. I'm going to call him. I'm going to speak to him. I'll cry out to him. I'll ask him to welcome me. because I want to be with Him in this place, because alone I'm not going to put myself at risk. This is what you need to do. Only God has the knowledge about future. Only God knows about the things that are still to happen. And to conclude, I'm going to read here what He say about the future. There in Jeremiah 29:11 until 13. For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, says the Lord. Thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you a future and a hope. God has plans of good and hope for us. And then He goes on saying, then you will call upon me, which means you will speak to God, you will call upon God, and go. You're not going to stay in the same place. You will go to His house and pray to me, and I will listen to me, and you will seek me and find me when you search for me with all your heart. This is what we're going to do in this New Year's Night Vigil. And if you want to enter the new year hand in hand with the one who has the power and control about future, who has the future in His hands, then I invite you to spend this New Year's Eve with us, either at the Temple of Solomon or in a universal church closest to you. Everyone is welcome. It doesn't matter who you are. You don't need to be from the universal church to spend the New Year's with us. The house of God will be open for you. And I invite you to spend this year with us, hand in hand with the one who has the future in His hands and has plans for your own good, who says if you seek for Him, if you go to Him, if you seek and call upon Him, He will allow Himself to be found by you, and He will answer and bless you.
Did you like this? Would you like to hear it again? Listen to it as many times as you need until this content becomes part of you. Don't forget to leave your like, comment, and share. See you next time.